Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today marks the very first video of our new playlist SQL interview questions for backend developer. In this video, we will dive into theory focused SQL interview questions specifically tailored for backend developer roles. We will walk through a series of interview questions, each paired with answer and explanations that are most relevant for developer interviews. So make sure to watch till the end to sharpen your SQL knowledge. The first and very important question is the difference between delete and truncate. The SQL section of the interview often starts with this question. Let us understand the difference with the help of parameter. Definition. So the delete command is used to delete particular records from a table, whereas the truncate command is used to delete the complete data from the table. Second parameter is command type. So delete is a DML command, whereas truncate is a DDL command. Where clause. Delete works with the where clause. Truncate does not works with the where clause. Working. So delete operates on data records and executes deletion one by one, whereas truncates operate on data pages and executes deletion of the whole table at a time. Locks and resources. So delete command acquires the lock on every deleting record. Thus it requires more locks and resources. The truncate command requires fewer locks and resources before deleting the data page because it acquires the lock on the data page instead of each records. Rollback. So we can restore the data using commit or rollback command because since delete is a DML command, and we cannot restore the deleted data after executing truncate because it is a DDL command. Next, an important question is what are the different types of SQL commands? So there are various types of SQL commands such as DDL, which stands for data definition language, DML stands for data manipulation language, TCL stands for transaction control language, DQL stands for data query language, and DCL stands for data control language. So under DDL we are having create, drop, alter, and truncate. So these basically works with the structure of table. So for create is used to create the table, drop is used to drop the table, alter is used to modify the table columns, etc., and truncate is used to remove full data from the table. In DML we are having the manipulation commands like insert, update, delete, call, lock, etc. In TCL we are having commit to commit the operation, save point, rollback, set transaction, and set constraint. In DQL we are having only select because select is the most important command for querying purpose. uh, Next is DCL, so we can use grant and revoke to provide the control to users. Next question can be asked is what is normalization? So normalization is the process to eliminate data redundancy and enhance the data integrity in the table. It also helps organize the data in the database. So there are various normal forms. Let us see each one by one. So first normal form. So this form states that single cell should have single value only. Second normal form. So to a table to be present in second normal form, it should be first in first normal form, and there should not be partial dependencies. What is partial dependency? Means if two columns are composite key, then third column should not only depend on any one of the columns from the composite key. Third is third normal form. So to for a database table to be in third normal form, it should be in first normal form and second normal form, and there should not be transitive dependency. What is transitive dependency? A non-prime attribute should not depend on another non-prime attribute. Fourth is Boy's code normal form. To be in Boy's code normal form, it should be in first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, and there should not be any functional dependency. What is functional dependency? That prime attribute is depending on non-prime column. So this should not be the case, so that the database table is in Boy's code normal form. What next question can be asked is what is stored procedure in SQL? So a stored procedure is a prepared SQL code that we can save so that can be reused over and over again. So if we have a SQL query that we need to write over and over again, we can save it as a stored procedure and then call it to execute it. We can also pass parameters to a stored procedure so that the stored procedure can act based on the parameter values that is passed. So this is the syntax to create the stored procedure. Create procedure, procedure name as SQL statements, and then go with a semicolon. And how to execute a stored procedure? We can use exec procedure name. Next and very important question from interview point of view is how indexing works in SQL. So basically database indexing in SQL works by creating a data structure that allows for faster data retrieval. So whenever a column is indexed, the database creates a separate structure that holds the value of that column and pointers to the original data rows. This structure is typically a binary tree, which is a sorted data structure that enables efficient searching, insertion and deletion operation. So for example, if we have a table with a primary key column such as ID, the database can perform binary search on the index to quickly locate the desired row. This reduces the time complexity from O of n to O of log n. This is very important and tricky question. It was asked to me personally in companies like JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley. What is the order of query execution in SQL query? So in SQL, even though we typically write queries in a certain order, for example, select, from, where, the execution of those clauses follows a different logical order. So first, from statement is executed, then on, then join, then where, then group by, having, select, distinct, order by, and limit. Okay, so for example, we are having one query here: select department, count star from employees, where salary, where group by department, having, count, order by, etc. So here first of all, from will be executed. So we will be informing that from employee we have to refer the employee table. Then where will be executed to filter only the records where salary is greater than 50,000. Then group by and having clause will be executed, and then select will be executed so that we have a result set. And on that result set we will be doing order by or limit or offset. Next question is difference between functions and stored procedure. Let us understand them with the help of features. So return value. Function must return a value, whereas stored procedure may return a value or it may not return a value. It may return a single value, multiple values, or a result set. Invocation. Function can be invoked in SQL statements, example select, where, join. And stored procedure is invoked using exec or call keyword. Cannot be used directly in select or where statements. Parameter types. Only input parameters are allowed, whereas stored procedure supports both input and output parameters. Modification of data. It functions cannot modify the database state, so no insert, update, delete on the base tables. Whereas stored procedure can modify the objects and data, so it allows DML operations. Transaction handling. So function cannot contain transaction management or try catch blocks for exception handling, but stored procedure can contain transactions and exception handling, which is try catch statements. Usage. The functions are used for computations, transformations, and returning the calculate data, whereas stored procedure is used for business logic, complex operations, etc. Calling. So function can be called from a stored procedure, but a stored procedure cannot be called within a function. Compilation. A function is compiled at runtime. Stored procedure are passed and compiled when created, so it's improving the performance. Security. It is limited to data retrieval and computation, whereas stored procedure can be used to restrict direct table access and enhance security. Next, again, important question: primary key versus unique key. Let us understand this also on the basis of some parameters. So the basic definition is primary key is accepted as a sole or unique identifier for every record in the table. Whereas when primary key is not present in the table, then the unique key is referred as a sole identifier. Null values. So in case of primary key, we cannot save null values. In case of unique key, we can save a null value. However, only one null value is supported. Purpose. It supports the entity integrity. Unique key, it supports the unique data. Index. The primary key tends to generate a clustered index by default. The unique key tends to generate a non-clustered index. Number of key. So each table can hold only one primary key, whereas a table can hold more than one unique key. Value modification. With the primary key, we cannot modify or delete the values. With the unique key, we can modify the column values. Uses. It is used to recognize specific records in the table, whereas unique key, it anticipates storing duplicate entries in the column except for a null value. Another very important question is when to use structured query language and when to use NoSQL databases. So we can use SQL databases when our data is structured, the relationships are important between the two database tables, a fixed schema is needed, and we require strong ACID transactions. So it is used in banking, inventory, or ERP systems. And we can use NoSQL database when we do not have structured data and this data is frequently changing and it needs to handle large volume with horizontal scaling. So here if we are having if our prioritize flexibility and speed over strong consistency, then in such applications we can go with the NoSQL database such as real-time web apps, content management, big data, or IoT. Another next question is difference between union and union all. So definition: union combines the result from multiple tables and return the distinct records into a single result set, whereas union all combine the results from multiple tables and return all records into a single result set. So it does not remove the duplicates one. So removal of duplicates. So it has a default feature to eliminate duplicates, and union all can't eliminate the duplicate. Performance. So the performance of union is slow because it removes the duplicates, whereas the performance of union all is fast. So syntax mostly it is same. Just union keyword is used in for union, and union all keyword is used for union all. Next, again, very important question: can we insert in a SQL view? So yes, we can insert data into SQL view, but there is some limitation and conditions. So the top three limitation and condition is given below. So the view must be updatable or insertable, which generally means it should be based on a single underlying table without operations like distinct, group by, aggregate functions, etc. Any columns in the underlying table that are not null and have no default value must be provided values in the insert statement or the insert will be failing. While inserting into a view with a where clause or filtering condition, only inserts the satisfy only inserts the data that satisfies the views condition that are allowed, especially if the view uses with check option. Next question is again very important. What is CTE? So CTE stands for Common Table Expression. It is a temporary name result set in SQL that we can define within a with a with clause. It can be referenced within a single select, insert, update, or delete statements. So it is used to simplify the complex queries by breaking them into modular. It improves query readability and maintainability. It avoids the duplication. It organizes the query logically for easier debugging. So basic syntax is given below. So this part is a common table expression where we are having with keyword and the CTE name, and then we are using the CTE in the select star statement. Next question is what are ACID properties? So ACID properties in SQL stands for atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So what let us see what each property states. So atomicity. So each transaction is treated as a single indivisible unit. Either all operations succeed or none do. Second is consistency. So transactions only bring the database from one valid state to another, maintaining predefined rules and data integrity. Isolation. Concurrent transactions do not interfere with each other. Durability. Once a transaction is committed, its results are permanently saved even if there is a system failure. Another important question: how would you optimize a slow running SQL query? So we can apply the following best practices. So we can use indexes effectively. We can avoid the select star. Instead, we can give the proper filtering using where clause. Then we can optimize the joins. Generally, inner join is faster. Then we can filter early with where, so we can apply specific filtering conditions as early as possible and prefer where instead of having. Then we can limit the result set using limit keywords. These are some best practices. uh, Next two bonus questions. So first is difference between databases which are being used in your project or present in your resume. So if your resume shows multiple databases like Oracle and PostgreSQL, or MySQL and MSSQL, or MongoDB and Cassandra, so you may be asked to compare them. So this comparison might be between two SQL databases. So here we can give the difference in terms of features, performance, transaction, support, or use cases. Then it can be between two NoSQL databases. So we have to provide the data models, consistency, etc. Or the difference can be asked between a SQL and NoSQL database such as Oracle SQL and MongoDB. So here we have to provide the differences on the basis of schema, query language, asset property, etc. Next is describe a challenging SQL scenario you faced and how you resolved it. So we have to choose a challenge that truly tests your problem solving skill and not a simple issue. So clearly we have to describe the problem, our approach to analyze and resolving it, and the positive outcome. For example, optimizing a slow complex query by analyzing execution plans, adding indexes, rewriting query to improve the performance significantly. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned. Upcoming videos in this playlist will focus on query based SQL interview questions. See you in the next video. Thanks.